Hey guys, in this video I want to use the flow builder just to build some nice street infrastructure. So doing a street design. And I'm going to start off by just kind of copying this this initial condition and showing how you can sketch it in Giraffe. And it's not going to be the full thing, but it'll be pretty fun and it'll allow you to get an idea or communicate an idea of a street design really clearly. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw a line, and then I'm going to use the stroke dash, and I am going to open the flow builder and I'm going to set that stroke dash to something like 0.6. And then I'm going to add another one, and I am going to offset it to polygons and set that to something like 2, maybe 3. And that is the zebra crossing. I'm going to use the plaza type there and add one property which is going to be color, which is going to be white because the stripes are white. Save changes. Cool. Now what I could actually do is I could get the dashes and offset those guys. Offset polygon by 3 and add the plaza use and that color property and set that color property to black, or at least a dark gray. Cool. Now that's a zebra crossing. That's really cool. Okay. Now I'm going to model in the road. So I'm going to grab this road and whack it in. There we go. Now it looks like we're roughly the right. Could be a bit wider, so 6. Maybe it's 8 meters. Yeah, that's a bit better. Cool. Okay, now there's this other road and there's this plaza. So let's just draw this plaza out the front and give it the use palazza, piazza, and plaza. I think it's the same word. All right, it's like it is this gray. Maybe it's slightly lighter, slightly warmer. Oof, I missed it. I've gone too warm. I've gone too light, but you get the gist. Notice how cool this this like curvy thing is. It doesn't really kill the curves, but it does look nice. All right, so we've got our road, we've got our plaza, and let's build this bit as well. And you'll see sort of how Giraffe tries to be friendly by allowing you. You see, it sort of tries to carve out these offsets for you the best it can. Not always perfect, but kind of good. I may set the footpath width to goose egg, a 0 over there, because there's also these bits of the road. And I may actually start cranking this road width to, is it like a 9? And pushing it out here. There we go, that's better. It's almost more than 9, isn't it? Maybe it's 12. There we go. All right. There we go. Okay, close enough. Now what I'd like to do is, so I could say, all right, let's model this cycle path next to this road. So I could open that flow builder, offset a line. Oh dear, what? I want to split this one out and then offset this one and then delete this offset. That road just comes out there. And this road is 8.2, so I'm going to offset the line 10, that's about right. And then I'm going to offset to a polygon 2 meters wide, and I'm going to add this plaza. I'm going to add a color, and I'm going to set that color to like a green or something to represent the cycle path. Save. There we go. This plaza, we can bring him in. 10 was too much. And also it was slightly wider than that. There we go. Okay, so now we've got that nice little cycle path along the side. We could do the same thing over here, but more often than not, it's better to explicitly do it. And maybe we could add some trees. breaking up the cycle path. So I'm going to open that up. And what I will do is I'll split that off over here and put an array, and every 40 meters I'm just going to add a tree. Groovy. So in the middle, so you cycle in between the trees. Oh, let's make this thing a bit more graphic. So I'm going to split this off again, and I'm going to stroke dash it, and I'm going to say it's 2 and then 4. So a 2 meter stripe, then a 4 meter dash, and I'm going to offset this polygon by 0.1, and then I'm going to make a generic 3D, and I'm just going to add a height. Oh, I've got a height already. I'm just going to add a color, and that color is going to be white, and that height is going to be 0.23. I'm going to save, see what we get. Hey, look at that. All right, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. We could use the same trick in the middle of our road. Why don't we do that, since this is all graphics? So let's do that in the middle of the road. We'll do some more stripes in the middle of the road. And let's add a nice barrier between this bike park and the road. And then we'll add some warning signs by this, this zebra crossing. And then we'll call it quits. And we should be in under 10 minutes. Okay, so back onto the road. So here's the road. So we'll split off here, and we will do the same thing. So we go stroke dash, and it was 2, 4, worked kind of nicely. And then we offset a polygon, and we got it to 0.1. And then we select the generic 3D, that gives us height, which we set to 0.2. I'll set it to 0.3, so it definitely pops. And then we just add a color, which is white, because the stripes are white. Cool. Road stripes and cycle path stripes. Maybe we should make these a bit bigger. So maybe these are 3, 5. Yeah, there we go. Maybe that 5 needs to be like more of a 7. Okay, yeah, that looks good. These are meant to be read at speed by a car. These are little ones to be read slowly by a bike. Now I want a nice distinction between these lines over here. So I'm going to offset something, a little barrier, to keep those cyclists safe. Okay, so that's this. So I'm going to duplicate this guy, and this guy's coming off 7 meters to the left. So I will go offset line, and then he's being opened up 3, so 4. So go 4 meters to the left, and then we'll go offset polygon 0.2, and then give it a generic 3D, which gives that height, I'll say 0.34, so it's a proper hob, and we'll add that color property, and let's make it something dangerous. Let's just make it orange and see what, that's cool. That's really cool. All right, so that is now a very clear little streetscape that we've modeled up here. And the last thing I want to do is I'm just going to crank this guy's height ever so slightly. Open that flow builder, get this guy. I'm going to add this property of height and make it 0.35. There we go. I just wanted to pop above the cycle path without that Z fighting. Okay, fantastic. Now let's take this one, open the flow builder, and I'm just going to add a street light at the front and the back. So like at the start and the end of this thing, and it's going to be on the left. So the way we do that is copy this guy out, and we're going to offset the line. This is offset 3, so we'll offset the line 3.5. And then we will grab a point on that line at the start, and we will offset that point by 0.1 to make a little polygon, and that's the round pole. And on that, we're going to give it a generic 3D. Height 4 sounds good. Let's just add a color to it. Yeah, that sounds good. And then I'm just going to copy this line here, like that. And this I'm going to set to 0.4. And this I'm going to say the color is like the warning yellow color. And I've got to add a base height. And that base height is going to be 4 meters. And the height's going to be 0.4 meters. And if I save, there we go. There's our little guy. There's our little, needs to be a little taller, I think. So maybe 0.6. Save. There he is. And now what's cool about this is I can use this a long point to slide him to where I want him, which is here. There you go. And now in the flow builder, I can copy this whole bit of logic again using this little copy button. And now the along point is going all the way to the end, and the offset, instead of being to the left, is to the right. And there's that little guy over there. Maybe we need to change that color because it's very similar to the road color. So I'll open this and I'll change that to like a lighter gray. Copy that db and paste it over there. So they're the same colors. Boink. All right. So we've got a really cool streetscape. Oh, it's taken 12 minutes. My apologies. With stripes, with hobs, with colors. A lot of it is parametric. Some of it's not. Some of it you have to just explicitly model. But we can, once we've got one of these things done, we can model others very quickly, which is very nice. And you can sort of see the giraffe approach, you know, like close to awesome, very, very quickly. It's not going to replace like a dedicated street mapping bit of software, but for that early stage of design where you're trying to explain your concepts, you're going to be able to do that very nicely and quickly.